Okay, so I am slicing peppers to freeze. These are Golden Marconis, and they are amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I grew these this year, and I will continue to grow them. They're a sweet pepper. But yeah, this is the ripe color. The only problem though was that they really took off right at the end. So before we got that like frost or freeze or whatever a couple weeks ago, and I went out there and pulled everything, that's when they were really taking off. So I ended up with a bunch of green ones. I've given most of them away, and some of the ripe ones too. But yeah, love these. Also, those are bell peppers. That I think these were my pepperoncinis. The problem is these were supposed to be that same pepper. And I'm pretty sure these are poblanos, which explains why I made something last night. Let's air in this bag. I made something last night and I put just some different peppers in it. And I caught some heat and I was like, I don't have any hot peppers. Like, I have chilies. Hold on. These are my chilies. I had a bunch of chilies. But anyway, so I had those, and then I had some bananas, which I'm going to make another video to tell you about that. But yeah, these were not what they were supposed to be. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Okay, so let me finish telling you about that. So those were wrong. But when I was cutting them just a minute ago, I figured out I think these may have actually been the right ones. Now, I put these yellow ones in here, and these are actually supposed to be red. So I don't know if those yellow ones are the right thing or not, but those green ones look like they were the right shape. So I think they were right. But these, they were hot, and I'm like, I've been giving these peppers and stuff to people, saying they were all sweet peppers, and those things are hot. They're not super hot, but I don't like spicy stuff. And like I keep those, I'll dry them and crush them up and put like a very little bit in different things. But that's it. Hold on. So what I was gonna say, the bananas. Let me tell you, Eden Brothers, we're so done. We are so done. So most of these pepper seeds I got from there. Those that I just showed you, those were wrong. I ended up with a whole bunch of banana peppers because I bought, I think it was either the purple or the black. I think it was the purple bell pepper. They all came out as bananas. I did not need that many banana peppers, or that many banana pepper plants. And then my mini bell peppers, my bell pepper mix came out as minis. And I'm just like, I was glad I had some, like, just some separate full-size pepper plants or seeds. But y'all. So, the problem is, starting stuff like that from seeds, like, I would still buy flower seeds from them, but I'm not buying any more of this kind of stuff. Because when you do that stuff from seeds, you have to start it, like, so many weeks early, and then it takes a long time to, like, actually get to the point that you're getting peppers off of it. So it's like, if it's wrong, sorry, the windows open. My neighbor's dog just walked over to the fence and threw me off. So by the time they get to where they're ripe enough for me to tell that this doesn't look like I don't think this is right, by the time it gets to that point, if they send more seeds, I'm not going to have time to grow that and actually get anything that year. So anyway, we're not buying any more vegetable seeds from them. I'll stick with Johnny's. Johnny's Seeds is where I get the rest of my stuff unless I buy something in the store. Hello. So first of all, sorry about my voice, but it is what it is. So what you just saw, that was from an Instagram post. So that's why it's kind of chopped up like that. You can only post a minute at a time on videos. Yeah, and at the point that you are seeing this, that would have been mid-November, so about a month ago was when I posted that on Instagram. So I harvested all that stuff, and then I took the tomatoes out pretty quickly, but most of that stuff I left sitting in that cart in the garage for a few weeks. Just used it as I needed it, and then I started, you know, prepping and freezing. But anyway, sorry. What I came up here to say, because I realized as I was watching those on Instagram before I downloaded them, was that I didn't mention something very important, which was that I had really considered selling plants this past spring. So most of those seeds, well, the seeds that I bought as new, which would have been new plants for me this year, or new varieties for me this year, I've actually bought those like last summer. So late summer 22 going into the fall. There's a gnat flying around. That's when I bought most of that stuff, and then I started them like late winter to plant in the spring. So yeah, I was thinking about selling plants, and I am so glad I did not do that, because like I said, a lot of that stuff ended up being wrong, and especially well, I would say especially, but really both. Anyway, we're not gonna say especially. Just the fact that they were wrong at all would have been a really big issue, particularly with me doing that for the first time, trying to sell plants for the first time. That would have really messed me up. So, because I mean, you'd have some people that I would expect would actually reach out to me and say, "Hey, this isn't right," you know, whatever, whatever. And of course, I would have given them their money back. But just like I said in that clip, at that point, at the point of the year where this stuff is at full maturity, like you're pretty much like, unless you go buy a new plant, you're gonna be set way back trying to start over that late in the season. So, you know, even if they were understanding, or as understanding as they could be, you know, and me giving them their money back, whatever, that's still a problem, right? And then, quite frankly, you'd have people who may not say anything to me directly about it at all, or even if they did say something, they could still go, you know, wherever I posted where I'm selling stuff, and say something about it. So then it's like, oh, I bought plants from her and they weren't right, you know? And it looks like it was on me. And it's like, there's only so much I can do there. Like, I don't have the kind of space where I can like test the seeds to where I'm like growing full grown plants, and then either just taking clippings from those once I see that it's right, taking clippings from those to make the plants, you know, to start the plants, or at least just testing out the seeds and growing a few and then starting the rest later. Like, I don't have the space to do that, and it's really not something that I'm interested in doing. So yeah, it would have looked really bad on me had I done that. And like I was saying, some people, you know, might tell me, and then some may just tell other people instead of telling me. So the thing is, the whole plant starting thing, I usually grow. I grow more stuff than I need, and that's just really to have something to give away. I think about selling stuff, which again could have potentially been an issue. But I was selling some stuff, but I don't know. We'll see about that. I don't know. We'll see about it. I'm not gonna get into all of that right now, but the tomatoes and peppers are where I really start more plants than I need because of how long it takes. Brassicas take a long time too, but I'll start a lot of those and actually grow all of them because, you know, unlike tomatoes and peppers, I don't get multiple harvests off of one, you know, plant. I just get one off of each plant. So I'll start a bunch of those, but I'll actually keep all of them. But yeah, the tomatoes were fine. So those would have been okay if I, you know, had wanted to sell some. But yeah, those peppers would have started me off really bad if I had decided to sell plants. So I didn't do that because I think I don't know if I just kind of got started late. I think it was a combination of me starting late and then feeling like they were just taking off really slowly. So it was like timing wise, it just didn't really work out for me to be trying to sell them like at the time that people would have been buying stuff like that. So I didn't, which ultimately worked out that I didn't try to sell those extra plants. Um, but yeah, it's got me a little nervous about trying to do that in the future. Well, I keep saying but I'm not re-recording this video. It's got me, and then I said it again. It's got me nervous about doing that in the future. We'll just see how it goes. I don't know. I really don't know, y'all. It's a risk. Oh, that's something I wanted to mention. So how I figured out, well, the banana pepper thing, that was just me seeing it and they were wrong. Well, no. Let's back up, and I wanted to mention this too. So I did see where Jess, I don't know if y'all follow Roots and Refuge, they're homesteaders. I remember her saying something in a video, and this was right around the time where I was noticing that those peppers were not looking right, the ones that ended up being banana peppers. And she mentioned something in a video where people were buying plants, and I think it was jalapeno specifically, and they ended up being banana peppers. Now, I don't remember if anything was said about how that all happened, like if it was mixed up with the grower, or with the seed supplier. But it was a big thing, apparently, where a lot of people were getting, buying jalapeno plants and getting banana peppers instead. So I think if it was a supplier thing, like with the growers getting the wrong seeds, I could absolutely see that. And I guess it was just that widespread of a thing, like one of the big like seed suppliers. So that was what kind of really prompted me to say, okay, these are wrong, because as diligent as I was about not mixing up the seeds and marking things as I put the seeds in and setting it completely to the side, I've still questioned myself. It was like, how are all of these plants wrong? Sorry. But yeah, so yeah, but once I saw her video about that, it was like, okay, I don't think this was on me, because like I said, I was very diligent, about keeping those pepper plants separate as they were growing. So I don't think that was me. So oh, I didn't talk about this in the video. I contacted them about those peppers, about those and the ones that came out small, because I noticed that like when they first started ripening, like fully maturing, and they offered, I don't know if they offered to send more seeds or a credit, but I just went and took the credit. So I got something else from them, but I don't remember right now what it was that I ordered from them. It wasn't the same thing. But by the time I realized that those other peppers were poblanos, and this is how I figured that out. So the day that I recorded those videos that you just watched, I think I looked them up because I had some of those Marconis that weren't fully ripe, and with them being small, some of them being smaller, I was trying to make sure I wasn't mixing those up. So I went back on there, and I think someone had left a review on that pepperoncini that said something about poblanos. They were saying that their seeds were wrong, and I was like, So I looked up a poblano. I don't know if I took a picture of one of mine and Google searched it, or if I just looked up images of poblanos. But that's how I came around to, okay, this is what that was. Like, this is not the right thing. Because again, I'm questioning myself before I question them. Because it's like, I haven't grown these before. And although I had all the stuff that's growing in the same area, and the ones that were right grew beautifully. The ones that were wrong grew beautifully as well. They just weren't where they're supposed to be. But it was like, what did I'm still wondering, like, what did I like? Is something wrong? Is it getting too much light? Yada yada yada. Because they shouldn't have been that dark. If they were the right pepper, they wouldn't have been as dark as they were. So it's like, is it like too much light on them? Like whatever. Like I didn't really know what was going on, and I just assumed it was me. But once I saw that, and then like I said, I had cooked something the night before, and it was hot when none of those peppers that I put in, like I didn't put any of those banana peppers in. There shouldn't have been any heat in my food. So it was like, once I saw that, like everything combined, it was like, okay, that's what this was. So yeah, trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to mention on that. Yeah. So anyway, all that to say, I don't know. I don't know about trying to sell plants. It's just, you know, it just like it set me back to have those be wrong, or would have set me back if I had tried to replace them with the right thing. It would set anyone else back as well, right? So if they're just buying plants, then it wouldn't set them back as far as it would set me to have to restart from seed. But it would still set them back. Not to mention make me look bad. So man, I don't know. I'm actually thinking, and I was thinking about this before I started recording this video, that I may, maybe this year, like the ones that I know I know they were right, that I may go ahead and plant some separately in a separate space where I don't have to worry about them cross-pollinating, so I can save seeds from them and then continue those. And like, so stuff like that, like the golden Marconis and the ones that were actually supposed to be banana peppers, they were banana peppers. I usually do some chilies just from seeds that I save from the ones that I have already. So there were a few that were right that I know I could use and grow and sell, but as far as growing stuff that's new to me, like that are new seeds or from a new seed pack, I'm very hesitant to do that. So that may be the solution there is just sell stuff from plants, from seeds that I already have and I know what they are. And like I said, the tomatoes were fine. And those are really the two things that I would have sold, because I grow more than I need in case something doesn't go right with them. And I don't want to only grow like 2 or 3 and then have 1 or 2 die. And now it's like, well, I just got 1, or I grow 2 and then both of them die and I don't have any. I'm trying to start over. So those are the main 2 things, just the peppers and tomatoes. So maybe that's what I'll do. And then I could, add varieties each year maybe, as I've had a chance to grow some myself and see that they're actually right. But I don't know. We'll see. Bye. Hey y'all, I'm back right quick. So I intended to mention this and I forgot. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I'm pretty sure I had something from them come out wrong before this. So that's why I'm very much like, no, I'm just not going to be ordering that kind of stuff from them anymore. Because I'm pretty sure before this pepper situation, like last year or the year before, or maybe not the year before, I don't think I was ordering from them then, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time that I've had something from them not be right. So that's why it's very much like, even though, like I said, I think it was like a pretty wide scale thing, not just them that had this issue. I'm still just like, I don't intend to buy vegetable seeds from them anymore, or produce seeds. So yeah, yeah. I just wanted to mention that. I can't recall right now what it was, but I'm pretty certain that there was something else before this that wasn't right. So and I've seen other people talk about stuff being wrong from them too. So yeah. Anyway, that's all. Oh, I do want to mention, I think I'm going to do like a year end review kind of thing. That's what I think I'm gonna do at this point. I'm in front of the window right now, so I'm looking outside. At this point, I do have a few things still out. A few things that are actively growing, and I'm kind of getting a little off of. Which I'll tell you, it's not that much, so I can just tell you, I still have all my herbs out in the back flower bed, which is right along this window that I'm at. And then I have some parsley and spinach over in one bed, and I have some kale growing. Outside of that, I have some other things that are just slowly growing. Carrots, beets, onions, garlic. Um, I think I have one or two, maybe cabbages or something in that bed back there. I may have taken those out. I planted a bed full of brassicas, and I covered it. We had like this one really cold night. I think I mentioned it. I might have mentioned it in that one of the last garden videos. I might have mentioned it, but I covered that stuff and it got blown over. What I covered it with got blown over, and I didn't realize it. It's like a day or two later. So I don't know how long it had been exposed. Well, anyway, it killed a bunch of that stuff that I had put out there, the brassicas that I had out there. So I may have one or two cabbages off in there with the parsley and spinach. And then I think I have maybe a couple of small lettuce plants. I don't know how those are doing. They're covered and I haven't checked them. And I think that's it. I still have green onions all over the place. I actually have a few potatoes in the bed where the carrots and beets are, that I just kind of popped in random spots. That was actually my tomato bed. Um, but yeah, so I think I'm going to do that. That'll be the next thing that you will see. Unless I do a vlog or something in between. We'll see about that. But yeah, so that's it. Have a good day. Bye.